Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Hi, I'm Laurel and I am very excited to share today's meal prep. This week I was inspired to play with Asian flavors. So today I'm making Thai grilled chicken, Korean sesame rice, and chocolate banana blueberry muffins. During today's video you're going to hear a lot of little extra sounds coming from a 4-year-old going on adventures with his animal friends. I won't stifle happy sounds, so it is what it is. Before we head to the kitchen, go ahead and like this video and leave a comment below letting me know which WW plan you follow. I follow green, but I'm still going to put all of the point values for all 3 plans in the description below. Now let's head to the kitchen. To start today's meal prep, we're going to prepare the marinade for our chicken. First, I have 2 pounds of thinly sliced chicken breast here. Each slice of chicken breast is about 5 ounces, give or take. And we're going to prepare the marinade. We're going to start by chopping 1/3 of a cup of fresh cilantro. Next, we're going to chop 1/3 of a cup of Thai basil. I don't have Thai basil, but I do grow fresh sweet basil, so we're going to use that instead. I may have chopped way more than I needed, but that's okay. So next we're going to add 1/4 of a cup of fish sauce, 1 tablespoon of monk fruit sweetener. You can use any sweetener that you like, but I really like monk fruit sweetener. Monk fruit sweetener is also 0 points.
I see a silk.
1 tablespoon of avocado oil. Again, you can use any oil you like, but we like to use avocado oil in our house. 2 tablespoons of lime juice. I don't think I have 2 tablespoons in here, so we're going to use what we've got. We have 1 tablespoon of lime juice. I think I'm just going to top it off with lemon juice.
The title swim.
And 2 teaspoons of freshly grated ginger. We like to use ginger paste because the less that I can chop, the better. Next, we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of freshly ground pepper. We also need 2 green onions. I don't have a ton of green onions in my garden at the moment, and I'd rather save them for garnish, so I'm going to use a little bit of onion powder. I think a 1/2 teaspoon will be good. Now we mix this up. And now we add our chicken. Because this is more like a paste than a traditional marinade, I'm going to massage this into the chicken and make sure everything is coated before I put the lid on and get it marinating. The recipe suggests this marinates for at least 2 hours, 2 overnight, but I don't have that kind of time, so I'm going to use our Food Saver vacuum sealer to marinate this. Vacuum sealing can actually decrease your marinating time. I'll start on my rice. I am using brown rice this week, and I need 2 1/4 cups of brown rice. And I will rinse this very well. I'll add my rinsed rice to the bowl of my Instant Pot with 2 1/4 cups of water. Give that a little shimmy. This will cook for 15 minutes at high pressure, then natural release for 5 minutes, and then quick release. At this point, we have rice cooking and chicken marinating, so I'm moving on to muffins. I will be making chocolate banana blueberry protein muffins. I have the recipe linked in the description below. I'm making a few minor adjustments. Instead of oil, I'll be using unsweetened applesauce. And instead of coconut sugar, I will be using monk fruit sweetener. We'll start with 2/3 of a cup of rolled oats. I am putting this in my blender and we're going to grind it into a flour. In my bowl, I have 1 ripe banana and I'll mash it with a fork. Into the bowl goes our oat flour, 1/3 of a cup of almond milk, 1 large egg, 1 tablespoon of unsweetened applesauce, 2 teaspoons of monk fruit sweetener, 1/4 cup of protein powder. Today I'm using PE Science Select Protein in the Cake Pop flavor. 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, an 1/8 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and a pinch of salt. And 3/4 of a cup of frozen blueberries that I tossed in the microwave for about a minute. And we'll mix this up until it is all combined. Recipe makes about 12 muffins. They bake at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. It's time to get grilling, but first, my favorite part of vacuum sealing things to marinade. I love that, it's so satisfying. only turn once. This cat, I'm telling you. Hi, Poe. Moving on to the rice, I have my bowl on the scale here. Because I know how much dry rice I put in the Instant Pot, I know how many points went in. So in order to determine exactly 6 servings of my rice, I like to weigh my rice as I'm cooking and preparing it. So when I'm finished, I know exactly the weight that needs to go into my meal prep containers. I need 1 teaspoon of soy sauce and 1 teaspoon of sesame oil per serving. So since we have 6 servings, I'll be using 2 tablespoons of each. And according to my scale, we have 34.6 ounces of rice, which means I'll need about 5.7 ounces of rice per container. Now we mix this up very well. My muffins are out of the oven and mostly cooled, so I'm gonna get them in a container so that I can keep them in the refrigerator. I have in the description below the point value for each muffin. So I'm planning on just grabbing these for my snack during the week, depending on how much of a snack I need. I'm going to start filling my meal prep containers today with the rice. I'll show you how I measure out my rice. I put the bowl of rice on the scale and zero it out so that we show 0 on the scale. We know that it was 34.6 ounces. Divided by 6 is 5.7 and change. So what we'll do is take rice out and take a look at the negative value coming off of the scale, which will show what has been removed. So I will take out 5.7, a little over, a little under isn't a big deal. And you can do that for the rest of the bowl to fill up all of your containers. And now to add my vegetables. Now that that the chicken is off the grill and resting just a little bit, I'm going to season my vegetables. This week I'm just using garlic salt. I'll link my automatic pepper mill in the description below. 1 piece of chicken goes in each container, and I'm gonna cut them into strips before adding them to the container. And here is the final lunch prep for the week. The chicken is 2 points. I've counted 1 point for the marinade. The rice is 6 points total, so that brings this to a 9-point meal prep. I've listed all of the other plans in the description below as well. Well, that's all I have to share with you today. The point values and recipes for everything I made is listed in the description below. I've also listed links to many of the kitchen items that I used today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you stopping by, and I can't wait to see you again next time. Bye!